of Beaufort last evening registered its first homicide for the new year and the island's 8th to. Residents of the southern town reported hearing a barrage of intermittent automatic gunfire beginning from about 9:17 p.m. The heavy gunfire lasted over a period of about 45 minutes. When the smoke cleared, a story of another young life lost to gun violence emerged. Beaufort police quickly cordoned off part of the New Docks Road, which separates the communities of Bruceville and Demang. Up until news time, the victim has not been identified. In other news, it was another busy weekend for emergency responders. Over the weekend, January 29, 2024, at about 12:55 a.m. a fatal vehicular collision which occurred at Mont Girard, Grosley, along the Sir Julian Hunt Highway. The officers responded and discovered a black motor vehicle which had run off the main road. The vehicle was occupied by a single occupant, a male driver. Emergency medical technicians from the St. Lucia Fire Service responded and the driver was conveyed to the Owen King European Union Hospital for medical attention. The driver succumbed to his injuries, as was confirmed by a medical practitioner. In other news, Commissioner of Police Mrs. Cressida Descartes-Pellius issued a statement earlier today on the alarming homicide figures so far for the year. St. Lucia has recorded 7 homicides since the start of the year, 5 of which through gun violence. In her statement, the Commissioner encouraged citizens to denounce criminal activity.
My dear St. Lucians, from the commencement of this year, a total of 7 homicides have been recorded. This figure is unacceptable. The blatant disregard for the law and the clear intention of the few to cause mayhem and instill fear with the commission of these senseless retaliatory fashion murders must be arrested. There has been a concerted effort by the men and the women of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force to increase operations and detection rates, along with broadening of preventative measures through collaborations with various stakeholders. These efforts have produced results, as this year our successes in terms of firearm and ammunition seizures have continued to be on the incline. Major operations have been spearheaded in several communities, which resulted in the arrest of numerous suspects, seizures of prohibited and restricted items, cash and drug trafficking interventions, to name a few. There have also been strides in deterring crime, as officers utilize critical information obtained to prevent incidents of crime. Intelligence-driven tactics have been deployed to avert numerous instances of violence. For the commitment to safeguarding the citizenry, to my officers, I say thank you and urge you to continue your endeavors. We will place even greater emphasis on our community policing drives and not allow those who break the law to disrupt our accomplishments in guaranteeing peace in every corner of the country. I urge each of you to continue to render impassioned service, where ultimately our integrity will always be maintained. Despite all these positive strides, a small percentage of the population has continued their criminal operations in what can only be described as targeted attacks on the security of the country. Collectively, we will take a stance against this lawlessness. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. It is time for a resounding outcry and stern admonishment, accompanied by forceful reminder that such practices will not be tolerated. We have seen that crime has far-reaching tentacles, No area is immune to its effects, so it is everyone's responsibility to contribute in the fight against crime. The belief that the mammoth task of crime reduction is solely that of the police to shoulder is one we quickly need to dispel. Such notions only serve to embolden persons.
Ministry of Youth Development and Sports has signed an agreement with the USAID YRE program for further training of youth workers. We get the details in this report.
A partnership to empower young leaders has been formalized as the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports has partnered with the United States International Development's USAID Youth Resilience, Inclusion and Empowerment YRE program to launch the Youth Work Program for effective youth work practice, which is aimed at enhancing the skills of youth workers.
This collaboration symbolizes the synergy between two entities committed to shaping the future of our communities through the lens of youth development. Our endorsement to professionalize youth work is more than just an idea or concept. It embodies a commitment to investing in the potential and aspirations of our young people. By having our youth certified through competency-based curriculum driven by YRE and the TVET Council, we are fostering an environment where innovation, inclusivity, and mentorship pave a solid foundation for the leaders of tomorrow.
Chief of Party, USAID YRE, Phelps Feely, stressed on the significance of this partnership.
The Youth Work Program for Effective Youth Work Practice is a strategic endeavor to strengthen the ministry's role in confronting the wide-ranging challenges St. Lucian youth face through a comprehensive, practical, and community-focused upskilling effort. It includes the rollout of a competency-based curriculum for Level 2 Caribbean Vocational Qualification Standards for youth development work in partnership with the TVET Council, support for professional development, strategic planning, and effective community engagement with the ministry's youth division, and will ultimately, as Mr. Lamont said, will boost youth resilience against social challenges in communities throughout the island where the ministry's phenomenal youth workers and youth officers lead interventions, programs, activities, and organizing efforts on a day-to-day basis.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports, Mary Wilfred, noted that the ministry has had the development of the skills of its youth workers high on its agenda.
The ministry recognizes the urgency for this technical assistance to strengthen the effectiveness of our division of youth work, for our planning, our programming, for community organizing, for organizational coordination around the island. Therefore, this partnership is coming in at an opportune time so that we can deliver this youth work curriculum called Effective Youth Work Practice. This is the crux of this grant agreement, and this is the reason why we are here today.
Dwinette Eversley, Regional Learning Director, USAID YRE, highlighted the importance of recognizing the professionalism of youth work.
So professional youth work organizations exist in many countries. In essence, it is an effective way of halting the misunderstanding and rigid attitudes that attend to how young people are viewed and treated, especially the young people we intend to reach and we need to reach. P.S. Wilfred talked about the activities that need to happen supported by this ministry for a paradigm change in working with the young people and in creating peaceful, secure societies. And that's part of the agenda that you are framing through this professionalization of youth work practice, especially for youth at risk or those not in the mainstream.
The USAID YRE program was formally launched here in February 2023 and is working with government and other partners to strengthen social services that serve youth and their families, improve learning outcomes for youth, improve youth preparedness for the world of work, and strengthen the resilience of families and communities. From the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports, I'm Ryan O'Brien.
That's the news this hour. I am Tammy Frederick. Thank you for watching.